before we go to the question, I would like to acknowledge our sponsors talking about Hit Market GH, they are in Ho, and Extreme Multimedia at Soga Kope. And of course, I would like to thank management of Youth Zone. I want to thank them so much, management of Youth Zone, for organizing this particular program. And then my class prefect, I love you so much. And in fact, my students, I just love you so much. And I know today's question is going to be very, very interesting. When you look at it, very, very tricky. You think it's difficult, but when we solve it, in fact, you understand it and you can solve it yourself. Now, let's get back to the question. So, this is the question. A man invested a certain amount of money in two separate projects in the ratio 3 is to 2. His profit was calculated on interest rate of 5% and 4% simple interest, respectively. I hope you understand that when I say respectively. Good. Then, if after 2 years he received a sum of 9,200 Ghana cedis as his profit for the two projects, calculate the total amount he invested in the two projects. This is very simple to solve. You know, all they are saying here is that the man take, let's say, some money and then invested it in two different projects, two separate ones. So let's say the first project is Gary. You want to go into Gary, selling and all those things, or Gary business. Then also, you also use part of the money again to go into what? Mushroom business. I hope you get me. So when you get a total amount, you are going to share it. And they are saying that he shared the money in such a way that 3/5 of the money, when I say 3/5, meaning the total ratio over there is 5. Because 3 plus 2 should be giving you 5. So the man used 3/5 of the money on the first project and then use the 2/5 of the money for the second project, which is maybe 3/5 for the mushroom and then the 2/5 for the Gary. I hope you understand me. Good. So that is what they are saying. And when you look at the money and with their interest as well, so you can see that the 3 will be going with the rate, which is the rate, which is the 5%, and also the 2 will be going with the 4% rate over there. So this is very simple to solve. And you know the 9,200 Ghana cedi is not the amount the man put into the business. Please, some students, they will take it as the principal, meaning that is what the man used, or the capital, what he used to start a business or invest into the business. Please, that is not it. The 9,200 over there is the profit. Even it's not profit for only one, it's the profit for the two projects combined. Let's say the Gary business and then the mushroom business combined. Are you getting what I'm saying? So this is how practical the whole thing look at. So they are asking how much did the man put into the business? How much did he put into the two projects before he was able to get 9,200 Ghana cedis? So this is very simple to solve. Let's go to the solution. So there you are. Let's look at it. So when it happens like this, it means that the total amount the man put into the business is not given. The 9,200 you are seeing over there is just the profit for the two projects. So we have to let the variable represent the amount of money the man invested into the two projects. So we will let the variable represent that, and then I am using y. So you can use, it's not automatic that you should be using y, you can use any other variable. So let the total amount be y. That means that is the amount of money the man invested into the two businesses. Then now, so we are going to look at the project, the first project and then the second project. I told you Gary and then mushroom. So the first project, we were told that the ratio is what? 3 is to 5. So for the first project, meaning 3 will be representing that. So that will be 3/5. I told you already, 3 over 5. Then times y. Why are we multiplying by y? We are multiplying by what? We are multiplying by the amount of money the man invested into the business. So the principal the principal is for the first project is going to be 3 over 5 y. Then now let's go to the rate. The rate we were told from the question is 5%, and then time. They say in 2 years. So meaning the time is 2 years. Now let's look at something. Rate is always in percentage, and then time is always in years. So in case you meet a question and then the time is not in years, maybe in months, please, you have to convert it into years. So take notice of that. Now let's get to the question. So we know the formula for finding, the simple interest, we all know the simple interest, the formula is principal times rate times time all over 100. We all know that principal times rate times time all over 100. So now we know our principal to be 3 over 5y. I hope you understand why it is 3 over 5y. 3 over 5, the 3/5, then times the amount the man invested, but we were not giving the amount the man invested into the two businesses. Now let's go to the rate. The rate in the question is given, which is 5%. 5% is given us as the rate, and then the time is 2 years. So when you put them into the formula, that is what you have over there, all over 100. All over 100. So now, how do we solve this? When you look at the numerator, when I say the numerator, you understand we are talking about the top values over there. When you look at them over there, you see 3 over 5y times 5 times 2. So what will be happening over here is that 5 will be cancelling 5. So when 5 cancel 5, then we use also the 2 to will go into itself once and go into 150. So when it happens like that, you'll be left with 3y. The 3y at the top and then over the 50. So in all, you'll be having 3 over 50y. I hope you understand up to that level. What I said over there is that when you just cancel the 5 and then the 5, use the 2 to divide the 100 and you get 50. So when you multiply, you'll be having 3 over 50y. That's what you'll be having for the first project. Now, if that is for the first project, then now let's look at what the man will be getting in the second project. In the second project, the ratio for it is 2. It's 2. So it's going to be 2 over 5 because the total ratio is 5. And then we are going to take the 2 out of the 5. Then you multiply it by the amount of money the man invested into project 2. I hope you are getting me, or the second project. So looking at this, the rate for the project 2 is different from that of the project 1. Because the project 1 is 5%, but the project 2, you can see that it is 4%. The rate is 4%, but the time is still the same, which is the 2 years. It is in years, so we don't have any problem with that. We don't have to convert anything again. So when we come to the project 2, we have the principal to be 2 over 5y. I hope you understand that. And then we have the rate to be 4%. And then the time is 2 years. Let's continue. We have the interest to be principal times rate times time over 100. So what will be happening here is that we know our principal, which is the 2 over 5y, and then we know our rate to be 4, and then our time to be 2, all over 100. So over here also, it is very simple to solve. So what will be happening here is that we are going to use the 2 to divide the 100, and 2 will go into itself once, it will go into 150. So that is that for that particular one. So when you multiply the numerator, you'll be getting everything over there. When you solve what is in the question, the formula, you'll be getting 4 over 125y. And then from there, we move to the next aspect of the question. So looking at that, we said that the interest is 4 over 125y, and I hope you know when you do your computation on your calculator, you should be getting that. Then it means that we are going to look, and we're already giving the profit. The profit is given in the question, which is 9,200 Ghana cedis. 9,200 Ghana cedis is the profit. So whatever that the man gets as an interest for the first project, whatever he gets on the second project, when you add the two of them, that will give us the total profit that he has made for the two projects. So we are taking the first project, and this thing for it is 3 over 50y. 3 over 50y, and then also the other project we have 4 over 125y. Then you equate it to the profit. So when that happens, you have to now look at this particular question. When you look at the question, and you have to see that we are dealing with fraction here. So dealing with fraction meaning you have to look at the LCM. So 50 and 125, you have to look for the LCM for 50 and 125. And when you look at them, the LCM for 50 and 125 is 250. Let's continue. So what will be happening here is that you'll be multiplying through by the LCM, which is 250. So you use 250 to multiply 3 over 50y. Then you use the 250 also to multiply the 4 over 125y. And then you also multiply the 9,200 Ghana cedis. And I mean the 9,200. You also multiply that one also by 250. Students normally do mistake. They only multiply the you just multiply the left hand side and forget the right hand side. Please, whatever you do to the right hand side must do it to the left hand side as well. So you have to use the 250 to multiply all of them. So if that is happening, then this is what will be happening. We'll be having. Now look at this. We are using 250 to multiply 3 over 50y. So what will be happening is that how many times will 50 go into 250? That is what you'll be looking at. And it will go, 50 will go into 250, it will go 5 times. So when you use the 5 to multiply 3, you get 15. Then you add your y to it, you add your y to it. Because we already know that the y is the amount of money the man invested into the business. So 5 times 3 will give you 15, then the y. So you'll be getting 51, you'll be getting 15y. Now let's go to the next one. 250 will be multiplying 4 over 125y. So what will be happening here is that how many times will 125 go into 250? It will go 2 times. So when you use the 2 to multiply your 4, you should be getting 8. So you get 8y. That is that over there. Also the y, we already know it represents the amount of money the man invested into the business. Now you equate it to, now when you multiply your 250 by 9,200, when you use your calculator, do that quickly for me. I know you are a serious student. Do that for me. Thank you very much. You can see you will be getting 2,300,000. 2,300,000. So what will be happening here is that you add the 15y to the 8y. So when you add the 15y to the 8y, you should be getting 23y. And you equate it to the 2,300,000. So over here, we want y. So we don't want 23y. So you divide through by 23. Please take notice of this. There are some students, when they read this level, then they say divide through by 23y. Please, when you divide through by 23y, what are you finding? They say you should find y. So you don't divide through by 23y, but rather you divide by what? Through by what? 23. So that your y will be left alone. I hope you get it. Good. So don't do that mistake again. Fine. So when you divide 23, divide both sides by 23, 23 will cancel 23. And then 23 will go into 2,300,000. So 23 will cancel 23 and you'll be left with 100,000. So in all, it's going to have, when you divide the 23 by 2,300,000, you should have 100,000 Ghana cedis. So your y is 100,000. So it means that the amount of money that the man invested into the 2 projects is 100,000 Ghana cedis. So have you seen it? So if we were to use 9,200, we would have been getting something different. So this is very simple. When you look at it critically, you see that the man used 100,000 Ghana cedis to enter into the 2 projects. So it is the 100,000 that helped him to get the 9,200. So this is very simple. You understand? Take your time. If you don't understand some place, go through it again. Replay, then you get better understanding. This is not any difficult question. I hope you understand it from the top to the down. We are talking about 2 projects. So the man invested 100,000 Ghana cedis into the 2 projects. Thank you very much for your audience. But before I leave you, I would like to still acknowledge our sponsors, Hit Market GH, and of course, Extreme Multimedia, they are Sogakope, and then Hit Market, they are in Ho. And then management of Youth Zone GH, you have to give them credit because since this coronavirus, they have been helping students all over the country. We thank them so much for organizing this show. And I'm Chicago. I'm always your servant, your mathematics tutor, and always I'll be bringing you good, questions that I know you always have problem with. And my class prefect, I thank you so much. And all students on our platform, WhatsApp platform, I say hi to all of you. Everybody that is watching, thank you very much. And watch out for episode 4.